The off-tune mechanic, or tune break as is usually referred to by the WoW community, did not only introduce a refreshing experience to the combat system in Wuthering Waves, but also made older units like Ocharo much easier to play with since he is among the few characters that can regenerate absurd amount of off-tune level. But the benefits of this mechanic is not only limited to Ocharo. You can actually increase every team's overall damage output quite significantly if you know a few tips and tricks, which I'll cover in this video. But first, let's cover the basics. Every enemy in the game has this gauge right here called the off-tune level. You can fill this gauge by doing any kind of damage to an enemy, including the ones you do directly with the on-field character, and damage from conjugative abilities like intro skills and outro skills. But damage from echo skills, continuous damage from negative status stacks like error erosion and spectrofrazzle, and some kinds of coordinated attacks does not fill the off-tune level. Let's dig a bit deeper into the coordinated attacks. You can see right here that this is the amount that Verena can regenerate when I spam basic attacks up to the 3rd stage, while her liberation is not active. And when I cast her liberation, you can see that it's exactly the same amount after performing 3 basic attacks. The same thing applies to Yinlin, Mortefi, and Cantarella. Hence, the damage from their coordinated attacks does not regenerate additional off-tune level. Jeji is by far the only unit whose coordinated attacks can regenerate it, as you guys can see right here. But there is actually a reasonable explanation for this, so it's not really a design flaw. Yinlin, Cantarella, and Mortefi can regenerate off-tune when they cast their liberation, but Jeji's liberation does not regenerate any off-tune upon casting, so she gets this slowly as her coordinated attacks continue to hit the enemy. Verena is by far the only abnormality. Her liberation does not regenerate any off-tune upon casting, and the coordinated attacks does not regenerate any additional off-tune as well. It actually gets worse when you use her to tune break, but we'll get into that very shortly. On the topic of regenerating off-tune level, different attacks generate different amounts, but Resonance Liberations are by far the only abilities that gives you a very high amount over a short period of time, followed by the damage from the character's 40 circuit. There are only 3 characters that regenerate absurd amounts of off-tune level with their liberation per my testing, and they include Cortethia, Lingyang, and Ocharo. Ocharo and Lingyang can regenerate roughly 45% off-tune when they cast their liberation, but this doesn't really help Lingyang that much because using tune break while he's flying sends him down to the ground, and the time spent trying to go up again results in a DPS loss. Keep in mind that this does not apply to other characters that deal damage in midair like Cantarella and Brandt. They can go back in midair after tune break like nothing ever happened. Lingyang is basically forgotten at this point. For Cortethia, transforming into Fleur-de-Lis does not give you any off-tune, but using Fleur-de-Lis special liberation gives you about the same amount as Ocharo and Lingyang. It's also worth mentioning that Zani can regenerate about the same amount from Ocharo's liberation, but she has to use her 1st and 2nd liberation before she can get that amount. Frolova is a bit unique when it comes to off-tune level regeneration because she can regenerate the same amount as Ocharo, Lingyang, and Cortethia from her enhanced heavy attack or Scarlet Coda instead of her liberation. When your off-tune level is full, a button will appear on bosses, and using it will trigger tune break that does physical damage and stops time, so all your buffs and endgame timer will be frozen. Keep in mind that the button will disappear if you don't damage the enemy for a few seconds, and when that happens, you'll have to hit them again for the button to reappear, or perform a perfect dodge which will also make the button reappear. When up against mob type enemies, tune break will trigger automatically as you keep doing damage. The physical damage from tune break skills of tune break boost, which can only be provided by Linné at the time of making this video. The more tune break boost you have, the more damage you can do with the tune break skill, and the faster you can regenerate off-tune level, the more overall damage you can do in endgame since you can trigger tune break skills more often. You can also use tune break without necessarily having a full off-tune level, when some enemies start some special attacks like the annoying combo from Crownless. As long as you can damage him with any attack or perform a perfect dodge animation while the combo is ongoing, the Tuned Brick skill will appear for you to use and interrupt him as payback for all the torment he caused you before version 3.0. Keep in mind that there are some enemies that can prevent you from generating off-tune level and be immune to Tuned Brick temporarily when using some special attacks, and you can tell by this indicator right here. So it's important to Tuned Brick them to increase your damage per second before they start those animations. Examples include Sentry Construct's Wall that reduces incoming damage, Lumpy Lumen's annoying attacks where it stomps on the ground 3 times, Inferno Rider when he's exiting the motorbike, and Mech Abomination's special state where it focuses on electro attacks. Let me know if I missed any bosses in the comments below. Now let's get into some tips and tricks that you can abuse to do more damage and provide a more comfortable gameplay experience during your endgame runs. Tip number 1. Tune Brick with the right characters. Never Tune Brick with Verena, Baija, Yuhu, Yuanwu, Lumi, and Tao Chi if you have them on your team. For some odd reason, they were hitting lower physical damage numbers from Tune Brick compared to the remaining characters on the roster. For clarification, this is the highest amount that you can hit with any other character excluding Galberena and Carlotta. For some unknown reason, they were hitting higher physical damage numbers with the Tune Brick skill without any Tune Brick boost. So when playing Carlotta and Galberena teams, make sure to use them to trigger the Tune Brick skill. But if you want to increase your damage even further, I highly recommend Lene if she's on your team for Tune Brick because of the 10 base Tune Brick boost that she already has. So after using Visual Impact or the plunge attack from her Forte circuit, she will be having 50 Tune Brick boost while the rest of your characters will be having 40. Meaning that she will deal more physical damage from the Tune Brick skill compared to the rest of her teammates. But using Lene to Tune Brick won't be viable when playing her as a sub DPS at the moment because the enemy's off-tune level is usually full when the DPS is doing damage on the field with Lene's outro buffs like Yuno for example, which will be lost upon swapping to Lene to use the Tune Brick skill. Monnier will most likely be the character that can fix this since she'll speed up the off-tune build-up rate based on the info that we have on her echo set, which could make Lene use Tune Brick before casting an intro skill with the DPS character, increasing the team's overall DPS. But if you're playing Lene as a DPS or hypercarry, you can consistently use the Tune Brick skill with her while she's on the field. Tip number 2. Use Tune Brick to prevent interruptions. Tune Brick significantly improved the gameplay of older units like Ocharo due to his absurd off-tune level regeneration and the Tune Brick skill's ability to stun enemies and deplete a huge amount of their vibration strength, which helps him do damage freely without getting interrupted. You can apply the same concept to other DPS units by using Tune Brick when you're about to get attacked by the enemy like I did here with Shangli Yao. And this is important because using Tune Brick when enemies are not actively attacking you will make them recover and attack you later on during your rotations. Keep in mind that this does not apply to you if you're a speedrunner because the whole point of speedrunning is to increase your damage per second. It's more suited for casuals who prefer a comfortable gameplay experience. Tip number 3. Use Tune Brick to speed up your rotations. Similar to dodge cancels, the Tune Brick skill also cancels all animations, so it can be good to help speed up your rotations. Examples include Carlotta's Forte circuit. Spamming attacks right after using it will not work until the animation is completed, but you can cancel it with the Tune Brick skill only after you hear the sound effect associated with the big damage number or after it appears on your screen, or else you end up losing damage by cancelling that damage. The same thing applies to Kalcharo's Death Messenger and Shangli Yao's Law of Rain skill after using their Liberation. This is something that you have to experiment with depending on the DPS that you normally play with. That's pretty much everything that I've learned about the Tune Brick system in Wuthering Waves. Let me know if I missed anything in the comment section below, and be sure to leave a like and subscribe to help support the channel. Our Discord link will be in the pinned comment if you're having any issues with the game, help with your build, or you just want a place to chill or hang out. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.